Not gonna lie, if I remember 2021 for anything, I'm probably going to remember it for all the positive reviews that I gave to a lot of stuff. Especially towards the end of the year when stuff like Squid Game and Midnight Mass and new cherry flavor and all that other stuff was coming out and it was lighting my world on fire. I was genuinely enjoying a lot of stuff that came out. I was handing out 3 out of 4s and 4 out of 4s like they were going out of style, and hopefully they're not because, you know, those are positive scores, and I like the fact that stuff is good. Good stuff is awesome. I shouldn't have to explain that. And then we get to today's subject of Don't Look Up, and right out the gate I will say this much. Had this come out a couple weeks earlier than it did, I would probably be rearranging my favorites of 2021, and I would be putting it on there. In fact, I'd probably be taking probably Masters of the Universe Revelations off my favorite list. Don't Look Up follows Dr. Mindy and his associates as they discover a deadly asteroid that's on its way to colliding with Earth and causing catastrophic events that will wipe out the human race as we know it. Unfortunately, everybody is obsessed with their cell phone, maintaining their influencer cred, signaling that they are firmly believing in stuff that we're not going to say out loud belongs to QAnon, but it's very obviously influenced by QAnon-esque stuff. So how do you communicate a doomsday message in a day and age when everybody just wants to feel good and everybody just wants to bury their face in the screen? Well, it's harder than you think. I've said it on my Twitter, I've said it to family who asked if the movie was any good, and I've said it to family who was there in the room with me when we were watching it, and I'll say it here on camera. I have never seen a movie that was simultaneously this funny and this depressing at the exact same time. It is a hilarious movie, but man is it bleak. The movie itself has a pretty star-studded cast, featuring the likes of Jonah Hill and Tyler Perry, people who, honest to God, I would never watch a movie from unless you put a gun to my head and said, watch it. Admittedly, yeah, I like Jonah Hill and War Dogs, but a lot of other stuff that he's put out over the years has genuinely annoyed me to the point where I put the guy on my infinite blacklist for, if you're in this movie, I'm not going. Right up there with the likes of Seth Rogen. And yes, you could probably make the argument that Tyler Perry has been in a lot better stuff since the Medea franchise, but like, come on, it's Medea, you know? It's kind of like how Christian Haydenson is always going to be Anakin Skywalker, no matter how much you try to submerge yourself in any of his other roles, you're always going to see him as Anakin. Or how Robert Pattinson, try as he might and put a cape and cowl on him all you want, but he's probably always going to be remembered as the vampire from Twilight, and don't even get me started there, but like, it's kind of that thing with me personally. Ron Perlman is in the movie, and between my own personal reaction as well as my brother-in-law and my wife's reactions, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say, this guy probably steals the entire show. And it's a pretty hard task to steal the entire show because this show, from start to finish, is genuinely amusing in all the darkest ways possible, but amusing all the same. It is genuinely depressing that we could easily see something like Don't Look Up as a hashtag trending, and that somebody could easily convince you that the most obvious Death Star all the way up there doesn't exist, and that looking up is just something the big bad government is going to try and make you do in order to convince you that this doomsday prophecy is all designed to make those evil goddamn Democrats / Republicans do, you know, twist you into doing their bidding or whatever. The one thing I am willing to spoil is, yes, the asteroid does touch down on Earth, and not gonna lie, I kind of feel like they got a little overindulgent in that one. Like, obviously you want to show the destruction and you want to show people leaving the planet in cryostasis, hoping to God that they can find a new planet to inhabit, but I kind of feel like they probably could have cut a few seconds out of this and gotten the same effect, but that's really the worst thing I could say about the entire movie, really. All in all, you need to see this movie. I loved it. I recommend it. My only regret was it came out when it did, so I couldn't add it in my favorites of 2021, but all the same, I might consider it an honorable mention for this year, the rate things are going. All in all, 4 hats out of 4.